Understanding different parenting styles is essential to better parenting. Today I want to leave you all with an understanding that practicing authoritative parenting is the best way to ensure prosperity in a child's life. When my son first began deviating and testing his boundaries, I immediately realized that I did not know what I was getting myself into. I also knew that I was not prepared to discipline him in a way that I felt would be beneficial to him both short-term and long-term. So I did some research to find out what I needed to change and what I needed to do. And I first came across a website titled devpsy.org, and that stands for Developmental Psychology. And on this website, I saw something about authoritative parenting that really appealed to me. So I decided to dig a little deeper and do some more research, and I came across an article in the Eric Digest titled Parenting Styles and Its Correlates, written by Nancy Darling. And in this article, Darling talks about 4 different types of parenting styles as defined by psychologist Diane Baumrind. And those 4 styles are authoritative, authoritarian, indulgent, and uninvolved. The different parenting styles are defined by how demanding and how responsive a parent is. In the authoritative parenting, the parent is both demanding and responsive equally. So whenever they get onto a child and give consequences and set boundaries, they also listen to the feelings and opinion of the child and pay attention to their emotions. The next parenting style, authoritarian parenting, is more demanding than responsive. So this is the parent that you hear say, "because I said so," when they get onto the child and the child wants to know why what they did was wrong. So they discipline the child and set consequences, but they do not pay attention to the child's emotions. The next type of parenting is indulgent parenting. And this is the parent who is more responsive than demanding. This is the parent who wants more of a friendship with their child than to set a parenting role. And the last type of parenting is uninvolved. And an uninvolved parent is neither demanding nor responsive. They do not set consequences nor boundaries, and they do not pay attention to the emotional well-being of the child. So Diane Baumrind and psychologist Robert E. Larzalaire teamed up to do a study to find out what the specific outcomes were of the children from the different types of parenting styles. And they found that there were 3 major outcomes in the children's social skills, the children's behavior, and the children's performance. And the children who came from the authoritative parents were the only ones who excelled in all 3 areas. Now, the children from the authoritarian parents, they behaved well and they performed well, but they lacked in their social skills. The children from the indulgent parents had great social skills, but they lacked in the other 2 areas. And unfortunately, the children from the uninvolved parents lacked in all 3 areas. Now, I know that I would hate to know that my child was going to school and wasn't being interactive with the other children, or wasn't listening to the teachers, or wasn't performing well on his assignments because I chose to either not pay attention to his emotions and feelings, or because I chose to not discipline him in the proper way. Now, there are also other benefits of authoritative parenting, and Robert E. Larzalaire speaks of these in detail in his book titled Authoritative Parenting. But just a few of these are that the child has a happier disposition and is less likely to become depressed later in life. The child is also more confident in his or her ability to master certain skills. And this one I found very interesting. The boys are more sensitive and the girls are more independent. I know that I want my son to be sensitive of other people's feelings, and if I have a girl one day, I will want her to be confident in herself so that she will not have to depend on boys or on other girls. So every child deserves a parent who will give them both demandingness and responsiveness. A child deserves a parent who will set those consequences and those boundaries, but will also listen to the opinion of the child and make sure that their emotional well-being is okay. Authoritative parenting means taking care of your children with love. I hope that I have left all of you with an understanding that authoritative parenting is absolutely more beneficial to a child's well-being.